If you're using Confluence to manage your team's knowledge base or documentation, controlling who sees and edits content is crucial. In this quick tutorial, I'll walk you through the steps to add page restrictions in Confluence. By the end, you'll know exactly how to tighten up your content security, whether you want to let everyone collaborate or keep sensitive pages visible only to a select few. Let's jump right in. First, head over to the page you want to restrict in Confluence. At the very top of your page, you'll see a little padlock icon. It might be easy to overlook. If you don't see it immediately, no worries. It could also show up as a share button depending on your setup. Just click on Share and then look for a drop-down labeled Open or Restrictions. That's your gateway to controlling access. Think of this as the lock on your door. We're about to decide who gets the keys. When you click on the padlock or open that restrictions dialog, you'll see three main levels you can choose from. Don't rush this choice. It really defines how the page operates for your team. The first option is anyone can edit. This means every user with access to the space has full rights to change the content. This is perfect for collaborative pages like brain dumps or team meeting notes, where everyone's input is welcome and nothing's too precious. The next level is anyone can view, only some can edit. Here, you're drawing a boundary. Everyone can still come in and read what's on the page, but only trusted people, maybe your core project team, can revise or update the content. It's kind of like letting everyone into a museum. They can walk around and look, but only the curators are allowed to touch the exhibits. This is great for policies, templates, or anything that needs a guiding hand but should still be visible to the wider group. Then there's the strictest option. Only specific people can view or edit. As the name suggests, this level completely hides your page from anyone who isn't specifically named. You use this for confidential strategy docs, HR material, or anything that strictly need to know. It's like having a private office. The door's closed and only you and your approved guests can get in. Once you've chosen your restriction type, you'll need to decide who gets what kind of access. In the Add Users or Groups field, start typing the name of a person or a group. Confluence is pretty smart here and will suggest matches as you type. Just pick the right person or team. Now, for each name you add, you specify whether they can view or edit. This layer of control really helps fine-tune who can just observe and who can roll up their sleeves and make changes. Maybe you want your manager to be able to see a draft, but only your writing team should be able to edit. That's exactly what you'll set up here. After you've got all your users or groups entered just the way you want, it's time to apply the changes. Click Apply. Don't worry if it takes a few moments. Confluence is just updating the permissions in the background. To double-check that your restrictions are in place, look for that padlock icon at the top of the page. If your page is now restricted, the padlock will turn red. That's your visual indicator you've locked things down, and that's it. With just a few clicks, you've put important boundaries around your content, keeping collaboration flowing where you need it and privacy secured where it matters most. If you found this walkthrough helpful, make sure to hit the like button and drop a comment if you have any questions or run into any snags. I'm happy to help. Don't forget to subscribe for more Confluence tips and tutorials. Thanks for watching. Now you're in control of your Confluence pages.